And now begins match 1 of Group B. Blight versus Spirit. Whose idea was it to put these two in the first week? This should have been. This could have been the last week play. But even really interesting. Now, Tier 2 Rancor we see here, friends to the end, to swap the Obsession to make sure that Rancor goes through. I'm sure Rancor is just the aura reading. You don't really care about the aura reading as much. Tier 1 Rancor and Tier 3 Rancor will do the same thing as you get later in the game. That's basically no problem whatsoever. But this might be the most important game for each of these killers, because every other killer in this group is not really seen as that high tier. So we might be deciding who makes playoffs already in week 1, which is pretty interesting. So what was it? It was Lethal Rancor. You gotta have one gen slowdown. It's probably Surge. Surge probably does really good for her. But I'm taking guesses when I can literally just wait 4 seconds and have it come back up. Or 5. Spirit might be an extremely strong killer, but she is definitely a mind game machine. So if you go against survivors that know what you're doing, know what they're doing, she's not always the easiest to get a lot of kills. But this map is so easy to see scratch marks and blood. Oh, that's a good buff for the oh yeah, in front of the end. That's a good buff for the Spirit already. Lethal Pursuer showing where we are. You have the 2 brown add-ons. Rather interesting. That's not going to be a sprint burst. Okay. They both kind of get stuck inside of each other. It's going pretty good. Just trying to gauge in on that audio cue of where exactly the V might be. Gonna fake the run around, go and swing through the pallet. That's a good first down. Surge did not sound like it wound up hitting any gens. So you know, but in the middle of the map, you know it's pretty good. You can probably take this hit here. No? Just a little bit out of range, but being able to go for a chase instantly. And the pallet gets dropped. I believe Adam was the obsession at the beginning of the game. Oh, this pallet. Getting rid of this pallet this early might be huge. That is huge to get rid of this pallet. And also huge that this Feng has no idea what she's doing. If you're playing Survivor at that spot, pre-dropping that pallet sucks. You kind of want to save that. But also, you don't leave until you see the killer drop, or not even drop. You do not leave that spot until you see the killer kick the pallet. There's no reason. So Adam is going to be exposed right now. Going to be hard to find because he's healthy. 1 gen down. We're going to find him. We are swinging through the pallet. Going to get the hit. That was... Who needs skill? Who needs anything when you got luck like that to find the Adam right away? Session's going to switch to the Nicolas Cage. Looks like Nicolas is probably the guy that went for the save. Healing is extremely fast. You think it's either a lot of Resurgence gamers? Or something of that nature. Maybe if you're Spirit, you just go back. They've been unhooking extremely fast. You find the Feng. Not against finding the Feng. She has not been the best looper, and the best thing about downing the Feng and her again, make Nicolas exposed. Gonna break this wall. Good decision. The Feng runs back in? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And she's probably gonna vault this. I don't know what I'm watching. We're gonna slug. Slug hit the Adam. Adam's gonna take a hit. Nicolas is standing there as well. He's shaking his head. He does not like what he's seeing, but honestly, he should be shaking his head at this the fucking Feng. Probably gonna walk back and go for the pickup, seeing if Adam's healing. Adam's not healing. We're gonna break the wall on accident. But hey, I mean, that's what it is. Going for flashlights here. They're gonna get it. They are gonna get it. But now you have, like, that was V, wasn't it? So you now know you have 4 people doing nothing. Like, there's 3 injured, and the other person who's not injured is doing nothing. On the other side of the fireplace, you're going to spin around. This door being open is now huge. V has seen, like, an okay looper so far. She's not going to get this pallet. She's going to have to take a hit for it. Adam is healed up. Looks like Feng took the chance to heal him up. And they really do not want another hook to go through. They're trying everything to stop this from going through. Adam and Feng just healing each other. Okay, a wonderful drop on that pallet by Feng Ming. Adam gonna try to take the hit, but Feng just takes an awkward path, but Feng doesn't know how the game works, and it's gonna go down now again. Nicolas Cage gets picked up and healed, but that's not necessarily the best thing, because if there's no flashlight save, this is gonna be a friends to the end. We find him right there, healing, and now he's got no choice. He goes down. Trying for a little flick of the flashlight. Look, Spirit is not looking the right way. And now it's going to switch back to Feng. That's not necessary. Maybe, you got to think maybe you don't go after the Feng. You let the Feng get healed up. And then go for a LA game rank 4 on her. Because she is the weakest link and she's probably going to be afraid. Gonna swing through this pallet, but V does not go toward it. V is definitely seeming like the strongest looper so far. At least she knows how to play the game, unlike the Feng. Listen to that. Listen to footsteps. Listen to the breathing. Now the Nick is getting anti-camp because the chase has ended. Gonna have to go and leave him alone for a little bit. Oh, we hear the cries again. Found him in the loop. Music starts back up, and V's down. Surge is gonna smack the gen at, I believe, Killer Shack. Not bad, not bad. Oh, not Killer Shack. We're gonna carry toward. That's a good idea. Jen is pumping a lot. Adam just standing there. The only downside now to the Feng being the obsession is you almost don't really care that it's the Feng. You want to find Nicolas Cage. You want to find Adam. They have been playing a lot better. You know you're going to accidentally find Feng somehow. Oh, Nick doing some teabags. Adam's going to do the pre-drop. Breaking this pallet's not a bad idea. I know the Spirit this game has been showing off not really giving shit about the pallets existing. But going for breaking the pallet, I think Nick got the save. Nick's going to go down. The blind will go through, but it won't matter because the hook motion was already in play. And now you have a situation where the survivors need to complete 4 generators. Oh, this is a 2. Oh no! Okay, just barely misses it, but it's a 2. It's a 2 pallet back to back. This is basically an infinite. Nick teabagging like he wants to get out of the game. He probably has decisive. This is probably a good idea to drop this Nick. Nick likely has. He's gonna finish the mend somewhere off while we're chasing the V. Dropping the V, going for the Nick. This could be risky though. This could very much be a decisive. So we're gonna slug. No, there's an injured V here. V does not move, does not bolt. Rancor showing the location of the survivors, including the obsession. Now, this V needs to go down. Someone else is behind now. V does go down. Someone's coming here for the save on Nicolas Cage. It is the Adam. Oh, the Feng is also here. The chase markers are up. Feng's gonna pick up Nick. Nick's gonna go back down. Oh no, he's not. Dead hard. Dead hard straight in. I thought he just had endurance from getting off the hook. But it was in fact dead hard, most likely. pick up, not pick up. That might be a huge blunder for hitting the pallet. Everybody wants to go for these saves. There's still so many gens left, so you're really not that worried to take all this looping as the spirit. But at some point, at this point, probably gonna get Nicholas up with that. He's likely close to being full recovered. If the pickup does not happen here, Adam is gonna come through and get the pickup. But with how much Nick has bled, you gotta think his days are numbered. All three are over there. Gonna turn around and pick up the Fang. Fang is the Obsession, so we finally get the Obsession out of the game. And Brent to the end will have it swap. And now, I don't have no idea. I almost thought the V and the Nick were throwing there, but I guess they were trying to make sure that Fang could get off the hook. But it just didn't matter. The Obsession is Adam, not exposed. Gonna go for the pickup. This might be a flashlight save. It will not be. She didn't know that Spirit was going for the pickup while she ran around the corner. And she's trying to do some body blocks. But the body blocks will be ill-effective. Nick will be out of the game, and V is likely close to follow. And again, hatch escapes do count toward the killer as a 4K. So as long as Adam does not complete the regenerators and get out through a door, and, you know, V goes down and gets killed, of course. Playing with the flashlight a little bit. Spirit knows there's not much this V could do. But also, V knows there's not much the Spirit could do. Finding the V again at the excavator. She's gonna just barely get the stun off. She's likely gonna find another pallet. Because there hasn't been a lot dropped this game. Oh, lunge just not close enough. Adam is either doing God's work on a generator right now, or is waiting in a locker for this V to go down. We'll have to watch the tape to find out which one it is. Or we can just wait and see if it gets played. This couch is such a stupid design. Oh, the love seat too. Swings and hits the love seat. Now leaving that pallet up has been a detriment for that down to not go through. It is what it is. If you're Spirit, it just feels like this is a huge waste of time. But at the same time, 3 gens. Like, you have the best looper in the game right here. Oh shoot, she had no the killer check. You have the best looper in the game right here. At this point, it's just a moment of frustration. Like, I don't care. I want this V out of my game. Just gonna hop to the window and Killer Shack, gonna loop around. Spirit's gonna use the power, see if she can get back to the pallet. V's just gonna run, straight line. W, drop another pallet. Now this loop is one you definitely do want to play as Spirit. But V does not. Back to main building, wants to go back up to those stairs, back to that pallet that was never dropped down. Instead, falls to the window. And that will be V down on the floor, picked up, and botted out. Most likely upset that Adam did practically nothing for the past 3 minutes of chase. Right, and that solidifies. We see Adam upstairs. Friends till the end. Adam is exposed. He slow vaults the pallet. He's gonna just keep vaulting my point. He's gonna time out the exposed, and this pallet. Spirit is extremely lucky right now that we're not counting hatch escapes, because that not breaking that pallet, which could result in only a 10 hook score, but instead. Just making sure Adam cannot complete the gens. Walk around. Didn't check if there was a secret offering. There could have been a hatch offering. I like to check, but that's what it is. Just running around trying to use the spirit form. Where's the hatch at? It's very likely Adam already found it, just teabagged on it, because Survivor's very silly like that. Phase walk back up. Nothing in the corner. Nothing by these rocks. Wow. Nothing by this little shack here? This little two-story room? I mean, he had to find it. He's sitting on it somewhere. Spirit's almost gonna get the abandon option at this point. Oh my god! Find the Adam. Adam can't find the gosh darn hatch either. Or maybe he does know where it is and he's just trying to know where Spirit is. But now running through the main building, you assume... We're just gonna go back to that pallet. Bro, I don't care about this Adam. I don't care about this pallet. Spirit, come on. Go find the hatch. Who cares about this Adam, bro? Yeah, it's likely going to be in this corner. This is the only corner that you haven't checked yet. Or is this Killer Shack one? I did check it. Where the heck is the hatch? Adam is going to play this loop like... Where on earth was that hatch? The world may never know. That will be 12 for the Spirit. Best Blight can do is tie. No plot twist on Nick. Oh, Nick had Breakout. They both had Breakout. So did Hattie. Oh, was I calling her V the whole time? My bad. My bad. Ugh. All the survivors are the same anyway. Alright, Blight. What is our build for Blight? Are we doing a full Hex build? We are. Pentamento, Friendslien, Undying, and Thrill of the Hunt. I don't always like going Fortune's Full with 2 other Hex perks, because that results in like 6 at total. So it just kind of is what it is. But add-ons are Shredded Notes, decreases the recharge rate, and then I missed the other one. Oh well. We'll be able to see in a couple seconds. Blight, unlike Spirit, Spirit did a very good job of ignoring most of those pallets except that one upstairs that just was the bane of her existence. But Blight, on the other hand, is just going to eat them. We're going to see if Blight's going to be able to just absolutely devour these pallets. Make it so that none exist. You're hoping for a map with a lot more pallets and a lot less windows. A map that's a lot more open. Maybe you almost think it'd be really funny if you got the game. Like, sure, you're going to be spending the first 3 or 4 minutes eating pallets, but then after that, it's just like shooting fish in a barrel for the Blight. Other maps that could be really good. Dead Dog could be good, theoretically, but the little town map with the several windows would be hazardous. Maybe you're hoping for something like the McMillan Estate, or McMillan, a coal tower, I should say. Not very many windows on that map, other than the Z-walls. But you never know. Random map. Badham isn't even that bad of a map, because there's very few windows, aside from the small houses. If you can get somebody out in the open there, easy pickings. And we got the most windowed map in the game. Ooh. You said you don't like windows. I said you don't like windows. Blight said he doesn't like windows. Now, good thing about this map, though. The totem locations are going to be crazy. Barring, we did not see, I missed if any of the survivors were using a map. But if no map and no location for totem spawns, it's likely going to result in very hard totems to find. The second add-on looks like Blighted Rat. Every consecutive rush increases the movement speed by 20%. We have some small progress upstairs. Going to cancel the rush. Gonna find a way downstairs. Vault the window. Anybody? 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 Nobody. Maybe they're in a locker. Oh, this has some good progress. Was that person right beside the bed? They are! Not Thalita thinking that she could just hide behind the bed sheets. And Blight says, "You're not my patient." Too many walls, a whole lot of walls are gonna get a hit here. Still following the scratch marks. Where could Thalita have gone? Oh, does the wide swing. She winds up hiding just around a corner. This is not that great of a map for him. Oh, and the stun goes through. It doesn't feel like Thalita has been doing a good job looping. Oh, and especially that and basement. What an insane pre-read by the Blight. It doesn't necessarily feel like the Thalita was the best looper, but it was just there was just too many windows, too many walls. Getting your first hook. That is now plaything on Thalita. You're hoping now that Thalita doesn't do much of anything the rest of the game. It just looks for totems. But 2 gens get completed in that time. And if you're a fan of the Spirit, 3 gens get completed in that time. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You gotta think now that you want to just proxy camp. Yeah, proxy camp in the basement. Scratch marks leading down the basement. Did not hear an unhook notification. The body blocks might be good. 10 seconds. You can go. Many people don't actually know this, but grabbing somebody out of a window doesn't. It does go through endurance. You would still get hit by Decisive Strike if Thalita does wind up having Decisive Strike. But hitting somebody or grabbing somebody out of a window goes through endurance. Back in the basement she goes. You almost wish you kind of got the Meg, though. There's another Hex plaything leading to 4 survivors doing nothing. It's definitely a good thing to do. Mega is going to get healed. There's 2 Megs, so my brain can't handle the fact there's 2 Megs. I will not know which one is which, but it is it. Some small progress on this gun. We're going to find the V. That's what V looks like. That's not a hottie. Going to turn around and go back for the hook. And we find the Meg. Are we going to tunnel out the Thalita? It's not necessarily a bad idea. You know they don't have Decisive Strike. With 3 gens getting completed, you're going to make the survivors upset. But you have to do what you got to do. Playing as a nice killer is not how you're going to get points in this. Now, the only unfortunate thing is the guild's doing absolutely nothing right. They don't care about the hexes. Maybe they want to get rid of Blood Favor. Or that's not even Blood Favor. That's Undying. Ooh, they are going to find Undying. So maybe they're unsure of what the hex might have been. Think it could possibly be a Devour. One more rush. Can you get it? Nope, hit the wall. So they are going to cleanse it. Now they know now that there was at least 2 hexes because Thrill the Hunt is still active. So maybe they might waste a lot of time to go for these hexes. But you got to think it's very unlikely. Big lunge around the corner. Meg's going down in the doorway. And this will be the 4th hook. 2nd plaything stack. Going back and hooking her right beside this gen. Yeah, V is going to run away from it. You probably get the kick here. 1 person gen. The survivors did complete a lot of gens, but the gens that are left are not the best. Pentimento is now in play. The only downside is survivors should know. That's a plot twist. Where on earth is that plot twist? But the survivors do know that the Pentimento's in play and likely know which totem was the one that was completed. It's very likely they wind up making their way back to that totem. These 3 gens are really close, and one of them is a 1-person gen. It's hard for them to complete. Meg is getting a little bit of anti-camp by Light coming back and forth proxying. This gen, I mean, it's across the map. You gotta think that you just want to stick on your 3 gen. The gen with the most progress is a 1-person gen. They cannot, in any universe, complete that as fast as they can the other ones. We're gonna find a survivor. It's gonna be the V. Oh, we're gonna be able to hit a wall. We are. Oh, and V takes an awkward path and it's gonna go down right under the pallet. No pallet save, no pallet save, no pallet save. And this, is this a base? Can he make basement? Oh my gosh, he makes basement. And that's going to be the Pentimento getting taken out. So now, like, everything's kind of coming up Light's way. The gen that has the most progress is a 1-person gen. You have your Pentimento get cleansed. You have your plaything got cleansed. You believe that was probably Meg's cleansed her own plaything. She is going to drop. Oh, the plunge is a little too early. Was the balance landing most likely? She got a little bit of haste. She did not stutter when she fell. And Blight is just going to beat his head against that doorway till something important happens. That 1-person gen still has a lot of progress. Heading back toward the basement. V is oblivious. Maybe you are able to get something. Oh, hitting the window. Both survivors injured here. That's going to be a live from the V. She's going to go down. She is the obsession, though. This is a very dangerous pickup. Decisive strike will not be in play. V is going to go toward the 2nd hook. And again, you're right beside this 1-person gen. Absolute insanity that the survivors just keep trying to get this gen. It's only been kicked 2 or 3 times. Light has a whole lot more kicks on this. Geometry of the map is going to mess him up a little bit, but he is going to be able to make his way over to the cleansed totem and put a Pentimento back on. Or not. And there it is. Pentimento. Now you're hoping that Meg was the injured Meg was the one that wanted to save. You do find the healthy Meg as well. This is too long of a loop. There's no way she's gonna fall for that. She's gonna fall for that. Oh, she does the hide tech, running toward Blight and trying to duck a little bit to get under his swing. She's likely going to go for this window. Big loop around that window. It's going to be hard for Blight to get an easy hit for there. Oh! And I believe there was... So Meg's going to go down. Going to be her first hook. And I believe that was 2 totems completed? They definitely got a plaything totem completed. Yeah, and they got... Tons of Pentimento? I'm not sure. This is hard to keep track of. But either way... A 2nd Pentimento will be up. Can't get all 5. No way can get all 5. But now, this game is stalled out so hard. 23% longer time to complete generators with those 2 Pentimento stacks. Sure, you can just ignore the totems completely, but A lot of survivors will see that at 23%. That is just 20% for one and then 23% for two, I believe. But that's just, it's so daunting of a task, especially when you just keep trying to do this one-person gen. Body bump the survivor, not going to exactly know where they are. Comes the swing, it's going to be dead hard. Or was it endurance? I didn't see their hand come up. But either way. And now we're in the same situation again with just being able to get one of these survivors out before 2 gens are completed. That will be a Pentimento cleansed. But Blight sees that there's a plaything that was cleansed over here. Slap up another Pentimento very easily. These survivors are very likely to spend the next couple minutes. Wow, these totems have not been nice for Blight to rekindle. But these survivors are most likely going to spend the next couple minutes just trying to reset, heal, find these totems. Plaything's going to be out, but Blight, you're almost happy about that, because guess what? You know where a survivor is. And you're going to get 3 Pentimento stacks. Now it's what? A 20, 25, maybe 26%? 26%. These guys are deleting these totems, I'll tell you what, but not doing much else other than that. It's gonna be the 4th on this gen. Thrill of the Hunt still being up somewhere is definitely huge. But what are we missing? There's no... Why does Thrill of the Hunt say it has 3 stacks? There's no Fortune Schools. There's no Undying. There's 1 Pentimento. Oh, Thrill of the Hunt must have been cleansed when it had 3 tokens and it stopped counting, I'm guessing? Not sure. But as of right now, I'm going to assume all totems cleansed. It did waste a whole lot of time, but unfortunately for the Blight, he was not able to take much advantage of that time wasted. Wasn't really able to find any survivors, just basically chasing ghosts. Good swing. Good swing. Well, I mean, no gens were completed that entire time. Wasn't able to find any survivors, but the build did wonders in making it so that 2 to 3 minutes of time went by with no gen being completed. With just these 2 megs. In the real scenario, the survivors started with 3 gens being completed for 1 hook. So these survivors have been on 2 gens for basically 7-8 minutes. And if this Meg goes down, there is no chance of a hatch escape. The other Meg will die on hook, hoping that the hatch spawns nearby. Bloodlust 1 is going to come in. We're going to hit the dying survivor. Meg gets lost in the bathroom, though. Yeah, and would you believe it? A tie. I mean, an absolute comeback. It was due to a tunnel. Tunneling the Thalita out is what allowed Blight to take back and go for that win. But you gotta think still, survivors completing 3 gens by 1 hook. Blight had no reason to get 12 hooks, but does result in getting 12 hooks, does result in getting the tie from the Spirit.